Sea salt. It's not the organic sea salt that I prefer, or the pink Himalaya sea salt that I would prefer, but it costs about $7 or $8. It's not in my budget right now, so I went to the store brand Morton iodized sea salt. Make sure all your salts are always iodized, otherwise you're filling your body with toxins and metals. Okay, remember I said this is a marketplace. It's up to you to do your research on what you're eating. They're gonna sell you everything, even if they could sell you a cardboard with seasoning and convince you that it's meat. So you have to do your research and know what you're eating and how it affects you. And minerals we need in order to live healthy, we have to have about 92 or 96 minerals a day. I have to look it up if it's 96 or I think 98 or 92. I have to look that up. But anyways, it's 90 something each day. And most people are walking dead because they don't even get half of that. Always make sure your water is 7% pH balance. If you cannot afford to buy spring water bottles, then at least make it pH balanced by adding a slice of lime or lemon into your water. You have to have a pH balance of 7 for your water. Okay? And even though you may not be able to know how to measure that, I can assure you if you add a slice of lime or lemon and let it float in your drinking water, you're making it pH already. You see, most of the foods they're feeding us here in this culture, or great culture of ours, this great marketplace, have no minerals. So you're just eating but not getting the benefit of any minerals. Okay? And don't consume much soda because soda is acidic. Remember, the cause of mucus in the body is too much acidic foods. If it's going to be any kind of cider or acidic, make sure it's natural. It's not natural fruits that are citrus. I shouldn't say acidic. Citrus is good for you, not acidic. You know, and not too much starch. We know that spaghetti, macaroni, rice, all that is starch. But the higher the quality, the less the starch. But it is starch. That's why jasmine is so good, because it's a higher quality rice. Once again, like I said, why don't they just sell us all quality rice? But we live in a marketplace. How else can the country become rich if it doesn't sell you imitations, right? Okay, so I am pre-frying or stir-frying just to get the juices. It's not really frying, it's more like saute because it's got all the moisture. And I'm going to cut it off because I don't want it to dry out. I'm going to go ahead and save the juices. Some people would let it dry out a little bit to get the frying effect, but I don't want to do that. I'm just going to go ahead. I cut it off, so I'm going to go ahead and add it to my stew. It's not pre-fried, once again. It's just steamed, you can say. And I'm going to go ahead and add it to my stew. Okay? And I'm even going to take a cloth and hold the pot over once I get all the vegetables out and scrape all the little sauce into my stew. Please be safe in the kitchen when handling utensils, knives. Don't cut food in your palm of your hand. Always place it down on the cupboard or counter. Just have to clean the area that you're cutting it on. And talking about cleaning the area, I always use my homemade solution, and that is I mix about a few spoons of Clorox into a container with soap, dishwashing soap and water, and shake it up. And when I squeeze that into my sponge, I know that my sponge is being disinfected. I don't use the straight Clorox. I use this is still strong Clorox, but it's in a cleaning. It's in a container that I can easily pump, and I usually pump. If I don't make the pre-wash bottle, I would pump a couple sprays into my dishwater. Not too much to where it affects my skin, just a little bit to disinfect the dishwashing. Unless you're allergic to having chemicals in your hand, then I would recommend wearing gloves that you specifically use only for the kitchen. I don't know how some people, they use gloves for the bathroom and the kitchen, the same gloves. I cannot do that. That's contamination. Same thing like people that they scratch their private area and then they come handling food. That's not very nice. You know, it's filthy. The hands is the dirtiest part of the body because dirt is accumulated under the nails. So can you imagine someone that scratched themselves and then went straight to the food and put it in their mouth? And then they fed you with that? You're eating contaminated food. That's how people get hepatitis. One way anyway to get hepatitis. It's not clean at all. Okay, so I'm going to now, let's see. It's my stew. I'm going to let it do a little simmering so that flavors can flow. I don't really want to break up all my vegetables. They're pretty soft. So I'm going to turn the stove. The stove is low. I'm going to put it on medium. Because if I put it high, it's going to dry out the bottom where it'll stick to the pot. And then it'll break down my vegetables to liquid. And I don't want to do that. Since they're already cooked, there's no need for me to have it on high. I'm going to now keep it on medium for about 10 minutes. Just to get the juices flowing. Okay. And then I'm going to add about 2 packs of Goya cilantro with achote. Or culantro with achote, however you choose to say it, depending on where you're from. And that was that cilantro leaf that I showed you. That was moisture that I had in the aluminum paper. But this one is already grounded in here in the seasoning for you. With achote. Achote is, don't get it confused with chayote. Chayote is that green vegetable I bought at Super Compare. Not that. That's chayote. This is achote. Achote is something that makes the food, natural coloring that makes the food red or yellow. See, achote, that makes the food red or yellow. And this is the grounded form of it. Normally it looks like a red bean, but you can buy it grounded in the Goya Sazon Goya seasoning. And make sure it says con cilantro y achote, because you have some that don't say that and it won't change color. So you want to make sure it has cilantro and achote, or at least achote, the coloring. Okay, so I'm going to add 2 of these for flavoring, to make it rich in flavor. To my stew, now that the stew is cooked, it's okay to do it. The only time I add this to raw food is if it's the raw meat. And then you add it to the raw meat after you've cleaned your meat and you season your meat. You can rub this into your meat. But the stew, since there's no meat, I'm just going to add it to the cooked vegetables, the liquid. Alright. And I have to turn my phone sideways because it's on the charger. And if I don't keep it on the charger, I might lose you. So now I'm going to open my Goya seasoning, my Sazon Goya, and put it to my stew for rich flavor. Well, obviously my vegetables are going to be halfway melted into my stew because I cooked it longer than what I planned. I didn't have a lot of things prepared before it was cooked, so that's why it's so soft, because I've had it long enough in the hot water, boiling earlier, and now I finally added these condiments, which is like this stir-fried tomato and green pepper and onion and culantro and or cilantro, and by that time my stew was ready to be cut off, but I knew I needed to add these things, so I have it on, but I have it like a medium low so that it doesn't break off from boiling. There's no need to boil it, it's already cooked. So I'm just going to put it low because the heat is what helps keep the flavor in there. I want to make sure the seasoning gets cooked. So it's going to stay on medium low for about 5 more minutes. The heat itself will cook it. And I'm going to take the rest of my little paste, put it to my stew. Little tomato paste. That it is natural tomato paste from the tomato. Already smells really good. I'm going to clean that part out. Put that. Add the water to that to make it easier to clean. For about a couple minutes. I'm just going to keep that. Okay, and back to my stew. It smells so good. And you can make rice on the side. And remember, when you make your rice, you know, just for whatever portion of rice is the double portion of water. If it's 1 cup of rice, it'll be 2 cups of water, and so on. 2 cups of rice, 4 cups of water. And if it's jasmine rice, I think it uses a little extra water, like another additional half cup of water. I think also for brown rice, it uses a little bit of extra water, so like a little half extra cup of water. But regular white rice, you don't have to use extra water. Just double amount of water for whatever the amount of rice. Okay, so I'm going to cut this low, and I should be ready to serve in a minute. Let's see if I can turn my camera on now that I disconnected it from the charger. So this has been a very amateur video. And like I said, I'm doing this more for practice so that when I set up more semi-professionally with an actual camera and not my phone, an actual lighting, white lighting or LED lighting, it will be a lot. I will be more comfortable doing it. So all this is for practice. Thank you for watching.